So the Ram 1500 is available on a variety of trim levels. There's the work truck trim levels like the Tradesman or the ST that we don't have in stock right now, but we have the one notch up from that, the SXT truck, and here's some of the crew cabs that we have in the SXT. Pardon me, there's an outdoorsman package. And then behind me, several quads, probably a dozen or more quad cab trucks. They're all four-wheel drive trucks in stock. We have Hemis, we have these trucks with the Pentastar V6, and moving up the line here, we have outdoorsman trim level trucks, some with the two-tone black, some with the chrome bumpers, and then moving up further, we have the sport trim level Rams. There's a white one and a black one. They can be picked off by their painted to match bumpers and grille. And then there's the Rebel truck, which was new last year. Height adjustable suspension, some off-road tires, unique grille in the Rebel, and we've got a special edition copper truck here. This is a unique paint only available on this pickup truck. We've got Laramie trim level trucks, several of them in stock. We're looking at crew cabs right now. And then above the Laramie is the limited truck. It's actually called the Longhorn Limited. The Longhorn itself has a kind of a Western theme. These Longhorn Limiteds remove a lot of the Western theme, and you know, they have a gray interior rather than kind of a saddle colored interior. But I'm going to focus in on going over kind of a mid-range truck, a truck that I guess you could call it the Goldilocks truck. It doesn't have too much on it, it doesn't have too little on it. It's the Outdoorsman, and I picked this one that's got the Outdoorsman two-tone paint job on it. Right next to it is a Outdoorsman with a single-tone paint on it. And the Outdoorsman comes with some features on it that are meant for off-road use, specifically the front tow hooks. They're standard on the Outdoorsman, and the fog lamps are also standard on the Outdoorsman. And this truck also has underneath a skid plate group to protect the transfer case. It comes with the 3.92 to 1 axle ratio, which improves the towing capability of the truck, bringing it up to a maximum of 10,000 pounds. And the speaking of towing, the factory installed trailer hitch, it's a standard 2-inch opening hitch, is equipped on this truck, and that's all part of the Outdoorsman package. I like these two-tone trucks. They kind of look like the Rebel over there, and because the Rebels are equipped with a two-tone paint job like this, and then we've ordered them with the black wheels to match up with the two-tone paint. I've got some other colors here as well. There's a bright blue one here and a couple of them in granite. They look pretty nice. They're pretty nice truck. The Sport also looks great. This particular one's ordered with the black Sport edition, so it's got black wheels and all the trim on it's blacked out. There's no chrome on it at all. Getting back to the Outdoorsman, inside of these trucks you'll find that they have a cloth interior, and it's a pretty well appointed interior. Leather seats are not available on this truck. The Outdoorsman comes with the option of going to a power driver seat, and indeed this one has that. And also we've got the optional front bench seat here, so you can squeeze another person in the front seat in the pinch if need be, but that seat in the middle folds down into an armrest which opens up and has some storage in it. So that's kind of a nice feature to keep the truck flexible. At the dealership here, we've put side steps on the truck in black to match the two-tone black effect on the outside of the truck, and we put mud flaps on the vehicle as well to keep the sides from getting dirty. In the back of these trucks there is a seat that has a split folding feature, so there's seating positions for 2 on that side, and then seating position for 1 on this side. So we can flip either side of these seats up or both sides up, and then there is a storage area underneath the seat, so you can store items like flashlights or first aid kits, flares, what have you, underneath the seat, stuff that you wouldn't have to get at quite often. And then the storage tray on this flips out and creates a flat loading floor. In order to make that happen, you actually have to flip these legs up here to support the load flat floor. And you can have that across from one side of the truck, from one side to the other. So larger items like hockey bags and toolboxes and all those sorts of things that you might carry in the back of a truck, there's lots of room for that. And then of course you can lock it inside the truck and keep it secure. This is quite a sturdy floor. You could even put a mattress in there and lie down from side to side in the truck and have a decent sleep in this vehicle. And these seats don't have a latch or anything. They've got what's called an inertia lock. So if you slam on the brake when the seat's in the up position like this, the inertia lock will keep it from flapping down. So that's kind of a nice feature. The Outdoorsman trucks have a rubber floor mat in them instead of a carpet floor mat, and that's kind of a nice feature. You've got dirty shoes, dirty boots, easy to take these out and hose them off. Underneath the floor mat, if I can get that thing propped back, is a little storage bin here, kind of a well-hidden storage bin. And inside the storage bin is a plastic liner that pops out. It's kind of a two-handed job, so it's hard to do with a phone in your hand. So this is kind of nice, because if you put ice in here to keep drinks cool, you can take the liner out and dump the water out, and then it fits back into the hole and disappears in there. But a great little place to store extra stuff on the inside of the truck, besides the storage here and one in the armrest. The back seats in these Outdoorsman trucks have mat pockets in them for storing other items, and then they've got a little shallow storage area up here midway up the door panel. They've got a switch for the rear power window, and one of the nice things about these power windows is they basically go all the way down. They don't stop halfway, because they are a rectangular door. They can accommodate that rectangular window pretty much all the way down there. This is a nice feature too, to get in and out of the truck. There's assist handles in the back, and there's assist handles in the front seat positions as well. You can see them both on the outside of the windshield there. In the back there are also headrests in all 3 seating positions. This middle one is nice and low right now in order to allow for the driver to see out the back window, but it can be raised up if there's a third person in the back. And then there's also a pop-out armrest there with some cup holders. Incidentally, that sliding panel in the middle here is not manual. When you move up to a Outdoorsman, it is a power sliding window. And above that are some garment hangers, so you can hang hard hats, wet weather gear, or even a suit, I guess, off the back of those tow hooks. And then you see a nice interior dome light as well. Before I leave the back of the vehicle, just want to go over the back of the truck here. The Rams come standard with a rail cap down the top of the bedside rails, and you can use a knife to cut out the stake pocket hole here if you ever want to use the stake pocket hole for holding a stake or running a rope through. The back one's pre-cut, as you can see. On the back of the truck, there are 4 and 7 pin outlets for towing a trailer. So the 4 pin for, a light duty trailer, and the 7 pin for a trailer, with trailer brakes. Back here you can see the fisheye camera. This is hooked up to the back. I'll show you the display screen in a little bit here, but it gives you a nice view of what's behind the vehicle so you don't run over it. Now this vehicle does not have a strut for the tailgate, so you can't let go of the tailgate when you open it, but a strut can be installed. There's a position to install a slow drop strut, But the tailgate is balanced nicely with a torsion bar system, so it's basically, you know, I can lift it up with my pinky. It's very well balanced. In the back of the truck here, there's some tie-down points in the pickup box. This box has got factory paint on it, but we're routinely putting in spray and bed liners, and you can order them from the factory with the spray and liner if you choose. On the back of the cab of the truck, you can see a center high mounted stoplight there, and then there's those two white inserts in there. Those two lamps can be switched on from inside the cab to illuminate the cargo area, so you can look in the back at night there, and it helps you load and unload items into the back. This tailgate, incidentally, is lockable. You can lock it with a key. There's the key port right there, but it will also lock and unlock from the power lock system in the vehicle. So you can lock and unlock it with a keyless entry system or with the switch that's on the door panel here. So it's got controls for the rear and for the front windows. The mirrors can also be controlled here from the door panel. And if you got kids in the back there and they're playing with the windows, as mine often do, you can press that switch down and disarm the back switches so that the kids can't use them. In the door panel, there's some cup holders down low, and a map pocket, and then a shallow pocket up above here for, you know, keys or coins or whatever you would want. Before I move off the door, there is a very large mirror on these trucks. I do order some of the trucks with the smaller mirrors, and for instance, this truck here has the smaller mirrors on it. They're adequate for most instances, but if you're towing a bigger trailer, you probably want to go to this bigger mirror, which has a convex section that can be adjusted, and then this larger section here can also be adjusted with the power switch on the inside I showed earlier. And these have a defroster in them, so when you turn the defroster switch on in the dash, it will heat up this mirror and clear it of any ice or condensation. And then these flip up like so that they stick out even a little bit wider and give you a really good view if you're pulling an RV trailer or a boat trailer that's a little bit wider. Back into the cab here, the Ram trucks, even the SXTs, come with automatic headlights. So it's in the automatic switch setting right now. You can manually control the headlights, and you can see this is also the control for the fog lamp. Up on the dash there is the light sensor that actually senses the sun setting, which will turn your headlights on for you automatically. Obviously wiper and turn signal stock right here, and on the steering wheel are some important controls. There are controls here for the trip computer, which displays right in the middle of the dash, and I will turn that system on now. The next to the trip computer is the voice recognition button, so you can control the audio system in the vehicle with voice commands. And then there's another button there that's got a phone on it. That's for the hands-free phone system. On the other side are your cruise control buttons, and then these buttons here that says gear plus and gear minus. This 8-speed automatic in this truck can actually be shifted manually with your thumb. So if you're going down the hill and you're finding the truck's kind of getting away on you, you can gear it down with your thumb through the range of gears, and then you can gear it back up again when you get back down to the flats. So you can see when you start up the truck, it displays the Ram symbol there, and then it brings up a display. Right now it's telling me that, oh, the fuel's low, and there's a number of other features that can be displayed there. There's the distance until empty, and average fuel economy, trailer brake, music's muted. What else can I look at on here? Anyways, it's a multi-function display. There's the speedometer. I can change it from kilometers to miles per hour. So there's a lot of things that you can do with the display on the dash of this vehicle. And then there's another large display in the middle. This one I have not ordered with a navigation system, but it can be upgraded. The software in this can be upgraded to add navigation. When you put the vehicle in reverse, it displays from the camera the view behind the truck, which is very handy for backing this vehicle up and doing it safely. And then below that are climate control knobs and buttons, which can also be accessed through the display here. So there's kind of two ways to control the climate system. The vehicles are equipped with a Bluetooth system, so you can use Bluetooth to play music off your phone through the audio system in the car, which is very, very handy if you like to listen to music while you're driving. You can see there's a brake controller in this vehicle. It's a factory installed brake controller, real tidy installation there. And the vehicle also has electronic stability control and tow haul mode. This is kind of a nice feature. There's an inverter in the vehicle that can convert the DC 12 volt supply to AC, so you can plug in a laptop or some other electronic device for charging it. And in the armrest there's more charging ports. There's a USB port and an auxiliary port, and I think there's a cigarette lighter in there as well. It's actually not a cigarette lighter, pardon me, it's a 12 volt power outlet. Another USB charging port right there, and then another 12 volt outlet there. So there's lots of spots to plug in devices for charging or powering them up. There's kind of a storage tray that comes out of the dash there, and then more storage here. Up on the dash there's an upper glove box and a lower glove box on this truck. So, you know, all in all, a great vehicle. I've driven one of these vehicles as a demo. I was getting about 14 liters per 100 kilometers, mostly around town. I think that translates into just over 20 miles per gallon, so it's a pretty efficient truck to drive despite being as large as it is, and with a 5.7 liter V8 that produces almost 400 horsepower. We'd love to see you. Come on down to Woodgrove Chrysler and try out the award-winning Ram truck. I think we've been the Canadian Truck King Challenge winner for several years straight. It's obviously a truck that people enjoy and love to drive.